What's up, gamers? It's your boy, Lil Yeet, back at it again with the Pixel Gun Speedrunning Guide, Episode 5, Virtual World. So, this is the last world of the campaign, so let me know if you guys want to see other episodes for specific categories of speedrunning, or anything like that. Anyway, you guys know the drill at this point, so let's get into the video. Virtual World is the most difficult world in Pixel Gun, but level 1 is pretty easy. All you have to do is kill the enemies before they destroy the 3 generators. There's 1 generator on each end of the upper floor in this map, and then there's a 3rd generator in the middle of the bottom floor. All you have to do is run between the 3 generators and kill the enemies that spawn there. The boss isn't very difficult. He has a flamethrower type weapon. It's not bad. Level 2 can be a problem if you haven't played it before. I got stuck here my first time playing through the campaign. Anyway, it's a massive map with 50 enemies. You will not see a Pixel Gun map any bigger than this one. Thankfully, it's very open, so finding the enemies isn't very difficult. It's also worth pointing out here that in this world you don't get to choose your loadout. The guns are all handed to you, and you can't use gadgets. So the best way to deal more damage is to get the guns that are usable in this world from the trader van, because that's the only way you're going to get them, and put modules on them, because those modules will carry over into the campaign. Aside from that, all you have to do is make sure you try to save ammo on your primary and sniper, because those are the 2 best weapons. You want to save the ammo so that you can beat the boss a little easier at the end. Alright, level 3 is actually pretty similar to level 2, but it's on a much smaller map. The other difference is that you have bounce pads and portals you can go through. The bounce pads will shoot you up toward the ceiling, the portals will take you to another portal in the map. You're going to use these bounce pads and portals to avoid the enemies that are all shooting at you. And then an important note is that the ball-shaped enemies will explode if you hit them, and when they explode they can actually damage each other. So you can kill 4 or 5 of them in a single shot, potentially, making you have to do less of the work, which is always nice. Level 4 is a massive pain unless you practice it. If you're playing on easy, which you should be for almost every speedrun of this world, then you will get a total of 15 checkpoints, which is more than enough. The point of the level is to complete the parkour map. It's the same one as the one in the minigame. While defeating the monsters that are scattered all over the map. There really aren't any shortcuts. You don't have to kill all the monsters, and most of them respawn after you die and go back to a checkpoint. But all you gotta do is make it to the end as quickly as possible. Level 5 of Virtual World is probably the hardest level in the entire Pixel Gun campaign. So the enemies you're fighting have the guns that you would get throughout playing Virtual World. So any gun you would pick up in there, most of them have them. Because of that, they do a lot of damage though, so you gotta be careful with how much you move around. You should be moving around if you want to get through it quicker, but if you move around too much, they'll end up spawning behind you and deal a ton of damage. The boss is also pretty hard to beat, if you don't know the trick to him. Put it simply, the trick is you hide behind a wall and wait for him to stop shooting. Because he's using a certain kind of gun that takes time to start back up, so that gives you a chance to shoot at him. Because right after he stops shooting, it'll take 5 or 6 seconds maybe before he can start shooting again. And that's after you come out from behind the wall. That's the trick to dealing damage. Level 6 isn't nearly as bad as level 5, but it can still cause some problems. There's one new enemy, which is like a big robot that turns invisible, which can be a bit of a pain. It's similar to the ghosts from World 3, but a lot bigger, obviously. The boss is a bit of a pain. It's similar to the last level where it uses a bunch of the guns that you get throughout the world, but of course there's a bunch of walls here that you can hide behind to avoid getting hit. So it's not nearly as bad. World 4 is the most difficult pixel gun world in the entire campaign, but it is one of the best ones to speedrun. Since you don't have the Pandora's box, luck plays a much smaller role than it does in the other speedruns. But yeah, that makes it way more interesting to speedrun. As you may have noticed, the tips here are more for beating the levels in general than for speedrunning them. This is because there aren't really a ton of tricks to speedrunning them. The trick is to kill the enemies faster, or get through the parkour faster on that one level. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys, so with that being said, I'm out.